It's game time on 1112 BISN with live game
He's going to be taken down for a loss.
on your computer or mobile device anywhere in the world. Expert play-by-play by Steve McDonald.
He's in for the touchdown.
Intriguing color analyst Alan Cummings.
South weathered that storm in the first minute, and now
Are you ready? Sit back and enjoy the game, brought to you by the Bison. 1112 BISN, your Bison network.
Hey, this is Alan, 1112 BISN, coming at you live from the Old Man in Cheyenne, Wyoming, Story Gym, as we have reached the third and final day of the 4A East Regional basketball tournament, and we are in what they call the conference semifinal mode here at Story Gym. Let me go and turn the camera on so you can see who is playing. Of course, you know South is playing, right, because I'm covering them. Your South Lady Bison, fresh off their first ever regional tournament victory in program history. That goes back to the pigtail game in the 3A conference from the first year that they were in as a varsity team, all the way to now. This double elimination gave South the chance to keep their hopes alive to make it to Casper next week, and they took every bit of advantage of that as they just dismantled the Natrota County Phillies yesterday to get here and knock the Phillies out of the tournament, as they will not be going to state, which is generally where Natrona County always is. Instead, you have the Lady Bison and the Central Lady Indians playing for the right to make it to Casper next week. I have your special guest for today's broadcast. He was one of your heroes from yesterday's game, scored 13 points, was 100% from the field, and like he likes to say it, he had 3 blocks, but 2 of them were fouls. Kevin Bell, the junior from Cheyenne South High. Kevin, how you doing today, buddy?
Good.
So I know you're a little nervous. We've got thousands and thousands of fans listening all over the world. Are you ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So that's going to be the extent of our color commentary from Kevin. 1 to 2 word answers. Hey, no big. He'll get into it once the game's going. Let's go and talk some basketball first, as we've got a very good game here. We got the South Lady Bison, like I said, against the Central Lady Indians. They split the season series this year. In the first game, Central walked away from South with a 50-27 victory. And then in the second game, when it looked like it was going to be the same type of result, in the fourth quarter, the Central Lady Indians had like a 15-point lead against the Bison at one point. No, 13-point lead. And the Lady Bison stormed back, played the basketball that we know they can play, and won 46-45 thanks to J.A. Brown's free throws right at the end of regulation there to give the Lady Bison their win. Their first win over Central in 4 years, which was Coach Chad DeBrien's first year as the head coach. It was Felicia Senna's freshman year. And to show you how old I am, Danny Noble was still playing for the Lady Bison. It was her senior year here at Cheyenne South High School. Danny Noble, for those of you who remember, was Miss Wyoming for the state of Wyoming her senior year, which is a great honor to win as a basketball player, winning the name right of the Wyoming Player of the Year. But we've got a Lady Bison team now that's honestly the best team we've had in program history. And the kicker is they're all sophomores. Most of our solid players are sophomores. We've got the great senior in Felicia Senna. And this team's only going to get better next year, and they're going to get better the year after that. We've got a true natural post player in Riley Van Tassel. Danny Noble was never really the post player for South. Even though she was like close to 6 foot, they had her playing guard because she was the only basketball player that can dribble for the Lady Bison back then. You had Stephanie Dickinson, who was the original post player for the Lady Bison, and you know what? She pulled down rebounds. She had a hard time scoring. She was a great player for the Lady Bison. We've got the ultimate post for the Lady Bison now in Riley Van Tassel, which opens up the floor for everybody else. And she's going to have a huge game today against the Brown sisters to make sure the Lady Bison get into the next level. We do have an interview with head coach Chad DeBrien that we're going to play for you right now so you can see what he has to say about last night's win in today's game on the Bison. 1112 BISN, your Bison network. Hey, this is Alan with 1112 BISN with head Lady Bison basketball coach Chad DeBrien. Coach, first of all, congratulations on the win yesterday. First ever regional victory for the Lady Bison in program history. How do you kind of squelch that emotion into today's game, though?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I went in the locker room after the game, and normally we would be really celebrating after a win like that, and we didn't. because our attitude is that was just the first step to our ultimate goal, which is making the state tournament.
Third time you're playing Central. You did split the season series. Do you expect to see anything different from them today, or do you plan on throwing anything different out to them today?
We'll see a lot of zone from them. Last night they played a lot of that 3-2, the same thing we saw the last time we played them. So we expect zone. Defensively, we have a few new things that we've worked on over the last week or so they'll see some different things from us. But you know, you just got to put the ball in the hole, and I think you saw that last night. What we're capable of when some of the shots start falling. I
wanted to bring that up. Your offense yesterday against Natrona was lights out. Did you game plan? Did you throw anything different against Natrona? Because you had just played them 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah, we did game plan. We game planned a lot more for Natrona and Central this week, and maybe, you know, right or wrong, indifferent, whatever. But we did game plan a lot for Natrona. And honestly, we haven't played a third quarter all year. You know that. You've seen all of our games.
Yeah.
We came out in the third quarter and we were lights out. And I think it was the first time we've really done that in the third quarter. So if we can put 4 quarters together, we're going to be fine.
You've got a very young team in a very big game today. Winner goes to Casper next week. What did you tell your team? What are you going to tell your team this morning before they take the court?
Well, we do have a young team, but let's not discount the fact that we do also have some senior leadership that stepped up big yesterday, and that's important every year. I'm just going to tell the kids, I'm going to keep it really short and simple. You know, they've heard my voice all year long. They could probably say what I'm going to say in the locker room before I even say it, so we're going to keep it simple. We're going to draw a box on the board, and it's going to say a trip to state, and we need to check that box today, ladies.
So when you win the game, are you going to make the trip all the way up those stairs up there to the press box to get your interview with me today?
I could probably do that, yeah.
Right on. Well, this is Lady Bison head basketball coach Chad DeBryan. Thank you so much, and good luck today.
Thanks, Alan.
You're watching the Bison. 1112 BISN, your Bison Network.
Hey, this is Alan, 1112 BISN, back here live from the Old Man Story Gym in Cheyenne, Wyoming, as your South Lady Bison and the Central Lady Indians get ready to play the win and you're in game, Kevin. And having such a young team like this Lady Bison, never being in this type of situation, it's nice to see how relaxed they are down there, having fun during pregame. Usually you see teams like this that are this young that are tense. If you were in this situation, how would you handle this?
I mean, it really depends on how you warm up. If you warm up like you're ready to go, then you're going to be ready to play in the game no matter what. But if you're messing around, then that's going to show in the game.
As a player, you just played in an elimination game yesterday. This is an elimination game as well. What was in your head prior to the game before it even started?
Coach Bailey in the locker room was just like, if you're focused, then you're going to be focused in the game. That's the main thing that I was focusing on, was being focused during warm-ups. I was going to be focused during the game, whether being a starter or not.
Did you have any butterflies starting your first varsity game?
No, I think that actually put it away. I think coming off the bench, I had a little more butterflies.
Yeah, because when you come off the bench, you got to kind of perform like right then and there, you know. So the Lady Bison right now doing some team drills. I think one of my keys I think that the Lady Bison have to do is they have to do what they did yesterday. Usually the third quarter has been the downfall for the Lady Bison basketball team. They'll come out and they'll just lay an egg, start passing the ball to the other team like they were teammates. I don't know. I know they play a lot of competitive ball together, but it's like they forget they're wearing different jerseys or not. But yesterday they didn't do that, and they actually took it to Natrona in that second half and was able to put them away. They've got to do that today as well. The Lady Indians are going to turn the ball over as well, and the one thing I can tell you is number 2, Jordan Jones, probably misses more close layups than any player I've seen since I've been broadcasting. So, I mean, you still want to pressure her, but I think she's going to pressure herself by missing enough of those shots as it is. At least the last 2 games we played against some, Jordan Jones got to the basket. She probably hit maybe 10% of those layups, and I'm not bagging them. And the one thing they can't do is let the Central fans get in their heads, because the one thing I could tell you about Central fans being a basketball official, let's just say they're a little disgruntled.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a lot of pressure on a freshman, especially in an elimination regional game. That's a lot of pressure for her. So put a little more pressure on her. I think she'll
exactly
won't be able to handle it.
Well, let's put it to you this way. In the eyes of Central fans, Central players never foul. So At least that's what the one parent thought that I kicked out of the game a couple weeks ago too. They at least they thought their team doesn't foul. Well, anyways, let's get back to the game. Looking at the officials, they've got a great crew here today, headed up by Joe Wilson on the right-hand side with the glasses, the shorter one. I got to actually watch him officiate some games in Torrington this year, and he was a great official. So they got a good crew here to keep this under the control. One thing we cannot forget, though, is this still is a crosstown rivalry game. And it's funny because Glenn Kirkbride used to coach the Lady Bison, and the last time he coached the Lady Bison, his last game ever, was against the Lady Indians up in Sheridan, and we lost by 8 points in that game, which was the closest we had ever been to get to state. Well, talking about players, though, we did get an interview with sophomore sensation Callista Martinez. We're going to go ahead and play that now as we're about 6 minutes away from tip here on the S&J Science pregame show. Here's Callista Martinez with their interview earlier today. Hey, this is Alan with 1112 BISN with South Lady Bison basketball star, the sophomore sensation, Callista Martinez. Callista, big game yesterday. I don't know if you guys knew this, but that was the first victory ever in a regional tournament for the Lady Bison. What do you guys got to do today to make sure you book that trip to Casper next week?
Gotta play a full game, first, second, third, fourth quarter, finish it all the way through, not giving up, all 5 players all together playing good.
Now, I noticed the last half of the season, you really, in the first half, things weren't falling for you, and then the second half, things would. But yesterday, it was all 4 quarters. Did you have that mindset going into yesterday's game that you were going to hit every shot that you took yesterday?
Yeah, we had that shoot around in the morning, shots falling, everything, and then yesterday was going to be good.
So you've got the third game against Cheyenne Central today. You guys have played each other twice. You split the season series. Do you expect to see anything different from them today that you've seen this season?
Maybe more aggressiveness, but
right.
We can be aggressive back.
Well, I do wish you the best of luck, and hopefully we'll see you in Casper next week. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
Callista Martinez from the Lady Bison. This is Alan with 1112 BISN. Located in scenic Thermopolis, Wyoming, it is within walking distance access to the Hot Springs State Park, as well as world-class fishing, motorcycling, golfing, rodeo grounds, and downtown shopping and restaurants. A Wyoming family-owned and operated motel for travelers offers seasonal rates for nightly, weekly, and monthly rentals. Senior, military, and government discounts are also available. Stay at the Round Top Mountain Motel and Cabins on your next visit to Thermopolis, Wyoming. Make your reservation by calling 307-421-7520 and tell them 1112 BISN sent you. Hey, this is Alan with special guest Kevin Bell here on the 1112 BISN S&J Science pregame show for the Consolation Semi-Final here at Story Gym. The winner of this game will play in the third place game here at Story Gym at 12 o'clock. The loser will go home and throw their uniforms in the washer and turn them in on Monday or Tuesday, or at least prior to, if they have a team banquet or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and go over the starting lineups. This starting lineup is brought to you by Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, located at 1217A South Greeley Highway here in Cheyenne. Give them a call at 772-0955 for all of your physical therapy and balance needs. I'll tell you what, I have a bad heel that I developed in early January officiating basketball, and they did a laser treatment on my heel, and it's the best it has felt probably since that game that I heard it on. Well, anyways, now I'm kind of going off on a tangent here. So let's go ahead and look at the Central Lady Indians starting lineup. Pacing their starting lineup is 5'10 freshman, number 2, Jordan Jones. And then 5'8 sophomore, number 10, Bailey Delbridge. Number 21, the 5'8 junior, McKenna Salee. Number 23, the 5'10 junior, Ellie Ferniau. And then number 32, 6'1 junior, number 32, Jayla Jones. It's actually Jayla Jones that has the issues hitting layups. At least she did when she plays us. So. And then your starting lineup for your South High Lady Bison today is your normal. You've got number 2. You just saw her on an interview here, the 5'8 sophomore, Callista Martinez. And then you've got number 4, the 5'7 junior, Angie Liggett. Number 12, the 5'5 sophomore, Jaya Brown. Number 21, the 5'8 senior, Felicia Senna. And then number 22, the 5'9 sophomore, Riley Van Tassel. That's how it's going to look once the ball gets thrown up in the air by the officials today. Kevin, any final thoughts in the last 3 minutes of this S&J Science pregame show on what you think the Lady Bison might need to do to pull off the victory here?
I mean, you pressure the guards, I feel like they'll throw it up. I feel like that's any type of guard that you just pressure with, because they probably haven't seen that much pressure all year. But especially coming off of the win earlier in the year against them in this environment, that would definitely give the Lady Bison some confidence in going into the game. You
know, I think that win is actually going to work better towards South than it will towards Central, because I think Central might actually try to push a little harder today, saying, to prove to everyone that maybe that loss to South earlier in the year was kind of it just happened. It shouldn't have happened, and they want to prove that it didn't happen. So I think they might actually push a little harder, which in turn can make shots, go long, shots go short. Tempers will definitely be a little shorter on their end, because one thing the South will do is they'll play physical basketball, and Central doesn't really they don't like being pushed around as much, and you saw that in the second half of the game last time we played them, because their tempers were flailing, and the Jones sisters couldn't hit a shot if the basket was 5 feet wide, and that really affected how the Lady Indians played. So we are 1 minute away, and they are playing some Queen. Hey, and we got former basketball coach Burns from Burns down there. We got Coach Mirich just saying hi. And your Lady Bison will be introduced first. Lady Bison will be going from left to right on your computer screen, your mobile device, your tablet, whatever you're doing to listen to this game. They'll be going from left to right. They're going to do the national anthem first. They'll be in their road blacks. Central in their home whites. So now we're going to do the national anthem. I don't like this version of the national anthem, but it does sound pretty good overall. So the one thing I want to say about that version of the national anthem, don't get me wrong, for any East fans that might be listening to the South Central game, they sounded great. Don't get me wrong, it sounded great. Great tonal inflection there. But don't change it. It's the national anthem. Sing it how it was written. It's our country. Don't leave out a whole sentence. Your South Lady Bison being introduced right now. There's number 2, Callista Martinez. Once again, this is an audio-only broadcast, so make sure you just sit down and enjoy the audio you're going to get from me and Kevin Bell today. I want to give a shout-out to Grandma and Grandpa DeBryan in Florida. 70 degrees in Panama City Beach. Oh, and Mark's down there. Former Bison player Mark DeBryan's down there with him, yeah. I'm coming down there too after today. We're supposed to get about 6 more inches of snow. And Coach Slabs, the East Athletic Director, I think I do a better job announcing. He tries though. He's a great athletic director. All 3 athletic directors here in Cheyenne are great. Coach Whitworth from Central, Puev from South, and then of course Slabs from East. We're the only school district. We're the only school district in the state of Wyoming that has 3 high schools. Campbell County joined us last year as being 2, as well as Natrona. So Riley Van Tassel is going to be in the jump circle. She will surely be jumping against Jayla Jones, I'm assuming. Jayla Jones with that head wrap with the Nike logo.
And if Riley has a big game today, I feel like that'll feed the offense even more.
That will.
You'll get your shooters, Callista and Felice, more open shots.
Start inside out. That's my game plan as a coach. Always work inside out. And South wins the tip, even though Jones won the toss. You got to take it in. Oh, Martinez had a chance to score right there, and she tried to give it to Liggett. She had nobody behind her. But we get the loose ball, and Brown's in between the circles. She goes far side to Liggett for 3. She misses, and it's going to be rebounded by Delbridge.
That was a good shot for Ange.
Boy, that was. I'll tell you what, Liggett, when she was a freshman here at South, she was a scoring machine. It'd be nice to get her scoring touch back here at South. Score is 0-0 right now. Central with the ball going from right to left. Delbridge, the sophomore, was on plenty of beatdowns from the Johnson-McCormick matchup between these two schools when she played at McCormick. And there's a shot. Salee with the rebound, puts it up and in. Central with the quick 2-0 lead on the Lady Bison. Brown gets it across the timeline, calls out the play. Once again, South going from left to right, so they come near side, which is the bottom of your screen. Martinez back to Senna. Senna drives. She's got a wide open lane, gets the ball tipped, and it's a 4-0. Salee wide open to the basket. She's going to put up the basket up and in, and it's 4-0, and that's a good timeout by DeBryan. Get their nerves settled, chew some butt. That'll get them settled right there. It's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we're going to keep it right here. Right now, I think other than that play that just happened, the first play off the jump, I think, was nerves. I don't think Martinez realized that when she got the ball, there was nobody behind her other than an open basket. She tried to give it to Liggett. As a player, what do you try to do to calm yourself down now, realizing that you just gave Central 4 easy points?
I mean, if you give them 4 easy points just like that, then you just got to take a mental breather for a quick second and then just tell yourself, hey, it's game time now. I got to start playing.
One thing they got to realize is it's only 4 points. And the one thing I try to stress to players, at least when I used to coach, is you can't get all 4 points back on one play unless it's the rare 3-point basket with the foul. You just got to chip away at it. You're only down 4-0, two possessions. It's just the start of the game. Take a deep breath, recollect yourselves, go out there and play your game. Well, I'll tell you right now, what I said, Central was going to come out early and try to put this game away early. They're playing focused. How long can they keep that focus going, though? Especially if South gets their offense rolling. I liked that first shot from Liggett. Didn't go down, but I did like it. Salee's got 2. And Ferniau's got 2. So South gets the ball in bounds. It's going to be Brown. She comes near side. She's still dribbling. Goes far side now to Liggett. Liggett looking. Comes to Senna now. Senna being guarded by Jayla Jones. Down low to a wide open Brown. Doesn't get the ball. There's a loose ball. There's going to be a tie-up. It's going to go Central. Turnover South. So 2 turnovers for the Lady Bison out of their first 3 possessions. Probably not what you wanted, but that was a good look to Brown. Pass was just a little high. So Ferniau going to inbound. She gives it into Delbridge. South running a full court trap. Slow this Central offense down. That's a good call there by Chad DeBryan. They get the ball into Jordan Jones. Jones looking. She gives it off to Ferniau. Ferniau being guarded by Senna. She comes near side to Delbridge. Delbridge in between the circles. Looks near side to Salee. Salee back to Delbridge. Delbridge looking South in the zone. I like the switch to the zone, actually. It's going to really make them work. Jones, Ferniau. Ferniau traveled. They didn't call it. They get it off to Jayla Jones. Puts up the shot and in. Jordan Jones is the one that can hit the shots. You don't want to get her going, as it's now 6-0 Central. Lady Bison with the ball. Liggett to Martinez. Martinez with the jumper in the paint. Misses. Rebound goes to Jayla Jones. I'm just going to call him Jones. Jones 1 and 2. Salee with the ball. Down to Jones 1, and that's a travel and a double dribble. And they could call that all game long against the Jones sisters. Sorry, I get a little excited. Just a little excited. Because they like to hop, skip, and shoot. So Liggett brings the ball into the front court now. She comes near side. She's looking. Nothing there. This looks like the old motion post play, actually. Senna with the ball. Goes far side to Shrove. Shrove checked in on me. Didn't even see her check in. Back to Senna. Senna for three. She hits it!
A good shot by Felice. She was hitting that yesterday.
Well, I'll tell you what. She's the one player that if we can get her shot going, I said this all game long, all season long, she's a good perimeter shooter. 6-3 now is your score as Senna gets the Lady Bison on the board. Jayla Jones with the ball. That's Jones 2, by the way. Gives it off to Jones 1, who is Jordan Jones. Back to Jones 2. Okay, I'm just going to call him Jones. Delbridge with the runner. She hit every part of that rim before the ball went down, and it's now 8-3. Martinez with the ball to Senna. Senna down low to Van Tassel. Oh, put that up. And she's fouled, and she's going to go to the free throw line for 2. And that's the one good thing. You feed Van Tassel down low, and you're going to get some of the bigs from Central in foul trouble, like Jones 2, Jayla Jones.
That's some of the things that you don't see around the state, especially with the girls. They don't really take their time around the basket. They just want to throw it up. That's a different thing with Van Tassel.
Yeah, exactly.
She wants to take her time around the basket to get the best shot possible.
You know, that's a really good point. That's a really good point. You see actual post moves coming out from her. You see up and unders. You see pump fakes. You know, the old fake a shot and make a shot type of mentality, and it creates fouls.
And she's one of the girls that will leave the gym after practice last.
Yep.
She's one of the first ones to leave. She'll stay and work on whatever she needs to get better.
That's exactly what you need to do. Is Bolts has checked in for Central. Jones kicks it off to Salee. Salee traveled. They didn't call it. That should be South ball. Oh, it went off of Salee's foot. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. It happens. And now Mirich checking in for the Lady Bison. She checks in for Martinez. Give her a breather. Central going to inbound. That's Fernial inbounding. They give it off to a wide open Salee. She misses, and it's going to be Mirich that corrals the rebound. She gives it off to Liggett. Liggett now pushing the pace, gets into the front court. She sees Mirich. Mirich down low to Van Tassel. Van Tassel with a nice strong move. Up and in!
The exact same move that she tries to perfect every day in practice.
And you know what? When your body's used to it, even if there's a player there or not, it's all muscle memory, and those shots will start falling even more accurate. That's a travel! That's a travel! Yes, it is! I'm trying to get some Central fans that might be sitting in between in front of us mad, but I think I see all South fans, so good. Never mind. So South down 8-7, down by 1 point now. There's going to be a timeout by Coach Kirkbride as South was down 6-0. They've outscored Central 7-2 since then. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. We're going to take a station identification on the Bison. 1112 BISN, your Bison Network.
By the Bison. 1112 BISN, your Bison Network.
Back here live after that 30-second timeout, your South Lady Bison trailing 8-7. Went down early 6-0 and have outscored the Lady Indians 7-2 since then and can actually take their first lead of the game right here. There's going to be a foul. It's going to be an offensive foul. It's going to be on Van Tassel, her first.
South still in the full court trap, trying to slow Central down.
I think that did a good job, actually. It really did slow them down. The Jones sisters always pick up their pivot feet, and nobody calls it. I mean, I called it a lot. That's why Central fans don't like me. But they've got to recognize that pivot foot being lifted. Because if they put it back down before that ball is put off, is let go, that's a travel. Jordan Jones with the basket. She's got 4 points as Central ups their lead 10-7 now. Senna with the ball. Gives it off to Martinez, being hounded by Bolts. Martinez looking for something. She finds the lane, throws up a shot, doesn't get it to fall, and it's going to be Central ball, 10-7. They're going to give it off to Salee. Salee to Jones. Jones gets the ball stolen away from Van Tassel. Martinez hugs that sideline. She puts off a long two. Doesn't fall. And that's going to be South ball. Fernial battle with Van Tassel. Goes off her hand. And South will inbound underneath the basket here. Senna set to inbound. South trailing by 3. Liggett checking back in. I would have kept, in my opinion, I would have kept Shrove in there, taking another player out, but that's just me. I don't get paid to coach. Senna's got to get that ball in to Liggett. Liggett gets into the paint, picks up her dribble off to Senna. Senna from the corner, misses, and she's going to get, she doesn't get it. If she would have looked, she would have got her own rebound there. Quickly ahead is Central. Bolts, gets by Liggett, and that's going to be a travel. Central travels every possession. They can call a travel every possession against Central. I guarantee you they could. I see a Coach Vigil. You see 4 Bison fans sitting amongst the sea of red over there. So Brown in between the circles being guarded by Jordan Jones. Now she's being guarded by Bolts. Gives it off to Liggett near the timeline. She goes far side. That's the top of your screen. She's being guarded by Salee. South going to slow it down to Senna. Top of the key now. Looking. Down low to that's a great pass. That's going to be South ball, though. You got to credit Fagenbush, who snuck in there on me with that. I'm missing all these substitutions. Who just subbed in for South? Nobody?
Yeah, nobody.
Oh, Delbridge checked in for Central. So Delbridge is back in for Fernial, it looked like. South with the ball. They got it. Okay, if a player is covered, don't throw the ball to him. And that's going to be a foul on Fagenbush. And here comes Martinez. That's what they needed. They needed to get back out there. I wouldn't have subbed out J.R. Brown, though. That's just me. I understand you got to give your teams rest, but there's times where they need to push through it. Martinez with the turnaround jumper from point blank miss. It was kind of an awkward shot, though. Central with the rebounds. That's Jones with the ball. Jordan Jones, the freshman, has 4 points. South back in that zone. Looks like a 2-3 zone or a 1-1-3 look. 2-3. Bolts with the ball. Gives it off to Delbridge. Delbridge. Far side to Salee. Salee looking for Fagenbush. Jones throws up a runner. Misses. Rebound Martinez. To Liggett. Liggett to Senna. Senna. She's fouled. Question is, were they shooting? She was shooting. They're saying she was shooting, so she's going to go to the free throw line for 2. I thought she was trying to get the ball down low to Van Tassel. That's what it looked like to me. But I'll take it, though. It's going to send Senna to the free throw line. She is a 46% free throw shooter on the season. First free throw is up and in. She's got 4 points right now, and South cuts it down to a 2-point deficit. I think that's the first basket scored in like 2 minutes. I think it's been 10-7 forever, man. I think there's only a minute left in this first quarter, actually, as well. Second free throw's up and in. She's got 5, and South is back down by 1, 10-9. Delbridge with the ball in the backcourt, being guarded by Liggett. Liggett makes her come near side. She pulls back out. That's Delbridge with the ball, top of the key. She travels. Oh, they're going to call a foul. They're going to call a block. Senna picks up the first foul. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Only the second team foul for the Lady Bison, as there's just under a minute left in this first quarter. South down by 1. Jones. Salee. To Bolt. Bolt. Oh, that's not Salee. That's number 25. 25 just hit a 3. Whalen. And that makes it 13-9. If I was South, I would hold for the last shot here unless you have a wide open shot. I don't know how he would call it from the other side. That's not even close to his area, but he must have had a better view than what Joe Wilson had on the end line. I agree with it. It was a travel, but it shouldn't have been his call.
And Mariah
Pena checking in. I think this is just to give Van Tassel that little bit of extra breather, and Martinez going into the second quarter. You're down by 4 right now. I would want to keep it right here, wouldn't you think? You don't want it to get any higher. Pena getting called with the hold. That's 3 fouls now for the Lady Bison. So Fernial set to inbound, far side. Gets it into Jones. That's Jordan Jones with the ball. Back to Fernial. Fernial to Delbridge. To Fagenbush. She thought about the 3. She throws up a pass. I thought that was a shot at first. Jones with the ball. Delbridge with the 3 from the corner. She misses, and it's going to be rebounded by Mirich. She's going to be out of bounds. That was kind of a hard place to catch the rebound. So Central will inbound with 7 seconds left. Fernial to Whalen from the free throw line. She misses, and it's going to be out of bounds. South ball with 2 seconds remaining, trailing by 4. I'm really impressed with the Lady Bison staying in this game. That's Senna. She throws up a 3 at the buzzer, and that's not going to go as your South Lady Bison going to the second quarter, trailing 13-9. Come back here for second quarter action on the Bison. 11-12 BISN, your Bison Network. The dedicated agent who can help you make well-informed decisions about protecting your lifestyle. With years of experience in the insurance industry and an outstanding array of products and services for home, auto, and life, you can feel good you're doing what's right for your family. Let Robert Martinez be your insurance ally. Call him today at 307-514-5003. Coming back here for second quarter action. Before we get the quarter started, I want to give a special thanks to some of our sponsors and advertisers out there. If you're on your screen, they're scrolling on the left-hand side of your screen right now. I want to give a special thank you to S&J Signs Incorporated. They've been our sponsor since day one. Day one sponsors. We truly appreciate you. And one day we're going to get you a nice little plaque to hang up in your office for supporting everything you do with 1112 BISN. Grandma and Grandpa DeBryan in Florida enjoying that 70-degree weather. We do appreciate everything you've done for the South Bison and support, being fans, of course, giving birth to head basketball coach Chad DeBryan. And as well as case management for Positive Solutions, as your South Lady Bison will begin the second quarter with possession on the far side, going from left to right. So Liggett gets it in slowly in across the timeline to Senna. Senna, she drives. Ooh, she got around. That's a nice-looking shot there by Senna. She just took Jayla Jones to the hoop. To the hoop.
Having no fear. Having to do whatever it takes to win.
She said, I got you. Over and back. Turnover, Lady Indians. South. They have not had a lead. They have not even been tied. Largest lead of this game was 6 points early in the first quarter as it was 6-0. So Liggett overlooking the defense. She goes far side. Oh, she has a wide open lane. Shrove to Senna. Senna, runner from the paint. Misses. Rebound Martinez. Martinez puts it about the glass, and they miss. And it's going to be rebounded by Delbridge. Oh, those are great looks. And she traveled. She gives it off to Fernial, and Fernial, just like her sister, traveled. Her sister was a traveler as well. Her sister was a really good basketball player for Central too. I like to make fun. I'm not teasing. I'm not trying to bash their skills. You know, they're all good basketball players. You just call it as you see it, right? Martinez saves it. Oh, almost saved it off Delbridge's leg out of bounds, but instead it bounces to Central. Jayla Jones to Salih. Salih drives from the low block, puts it up and in. First points of the game for Salih since the first quarter. Shrove misses the short runner, and that's going to be a foul. I think it's going to be on Martinez, actually. She clipped the head of the lady who rebounded that from the Indians. Oh, they're going to, yep, Martinez picks up her first foul. 4th team foul for the Lady Bison. Now, the good thing about that is it's all 4 different players. So there's not one player with multiple fouls yet. Martinez has not scored yet. When that happened early in the season, Jayla Jones with the long 3. Boy, she hit that. She cannot hit a layup, but she could hit those threes like it's nothing, right? 18-11. Shrove to Senna. Senna got Jones in the air. She puts up a shot, misses. Ooh, that's going to be a foul on Martinez. She shoved her clear out of the paint to get that rebound, and South will have their first multiple foul player in Calista Martinez. I think that was a frustration one, actually. Frustration clear out, as Mirich is going to come give Martinez a rest, and Jaya Brown coming in for nobody.
You could kind of see that yesterday with Calista. She was getting frustrated with some of her shots not falling and other reasons on the court.
Well, and you know, she didn't score in the first quarter of yesterday's game, and then she ended up with 9 points in the second quarter. So she's got to learn how to keep those emotions under control. Their shots are going to eventually fall. One thing they can't do is let Central build this lead any higher. Largest lead of the game now at 7 points, 18-11. They've got to get some baskets to fall. Jones gets into the paint, throws up a runner, misses. It's going to be rebounded by, is that Ferniau? Ferniau puts up a shot. That's going to be a foul on Salih. Salih just acting like, I don't know how I could have fouled anybody there. I just went through 3 players to get that rebound. And that's the 4th team foul against Central. All fun and games for any Central fans listening. I think all basketball players are awesome. I just happen to be a South High Bison announcer. So, of course, I'm a little biased towards the South High Bison. And that's how it's been for the 9 years I've been broadcasting. Senna to Liggett. Liggett near side baseline down in the low block to Van Tassel. Back to Senna. Senna for 3. Oh, it just misses. Van Tassel with she should get credit for the rebound and went off of Central's hands. She got knocked out of bounds by Central. Bolt's checking back in. Is that 24? She's 24, right? I put 14 on accident. Okay. And they get it into Liggett. Liggett far side, gets it into the paint, throws up a floater. Just misses. Oh, my goodness. South has had plenty of good looks, just not go down. Central takes advantage of it, gets it into the front court, and that's Jones with the shot, misses, and that's going to be rebounded by Brown. Brown quickly ahead to Liggett. Liggett into the front court, behind the back, off to Brown. Brown, top of the key. Wanted to give it to Van Tassel. Not a good passing lane there. There's a good passing lane. Van Tassel collects it. She puts up a shot. Weird shot. Doesn't get it to fall. Mirich with the rebound, though. Senna, she travels, and that's going to be turnover South. Oh, the turnovers. South has scored 2 points so far. Central 5 in the second quarter as Whalen has checked in for Salih. You know, I've actually officiated a lot of Central games, you know, in the summer, too, at their summer camp they hold. And what's funny is I didn't know a lot of their names until this year. So, Whalen, near side. That should have been a travel. Oh, my goodness. You just can't do that, Jones. Don't look at the ref like I didn't do anything. He traveled. Traveled. Travel. It's a violation. Okay, I'm having fun. It's my 3rd day broadcasting. It's 4 East. We got like 20 inches of snow outside. Got to have some type of energy, right, Kevin?
Oh, yeah, always.
Brown gets her first points of the game. Stops that little run by the Lady Indians. Jones, far side. That's Jordan Jones. Gives it off to Ferniau. Ferniau wide open into the lane. That was too easy. You cannot give Ferniau that easy of a lane to the basket. 20-13 now as Ferniau has 4 points. She's their leading scorer with 11. Brown. Oh, yes. Jaya Brown, too, man. She used to be a scorer back in the day as well. To get her, we can get her going, you're going to have like 4 or 5 sophomores that can put up 10, 15 points a game. Bolts with the ball, being guarded. Yep, South in that zone. 2-3. I think they've played better defense when they've done the zone. They've stopped Central a lot better with this 2-3 zone than what they did with man. The key to a zone, though, is communication. You've got to know when there's a high post. You got to know when somebody's behind you in the block. Bolts. That was too easy. And see, that's what happens when you let somebody into the high post. Martinez with the body is going to get her. And that's going to be an and one as Jones is going to get the basket and the opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play.
That's going to be Martinez's third foul just in the first half.
Yep, she will be sitting until the third quarter. We won't see her the rest of this half. And Mirich is going to sub in for her. We haven't seen Demas yet. She put up 8 points yesterday in the win against Natrona. Jones, free throw, up and in. She's got 7 points. South trailing 23-15. There's the largest lead of the game for Central. You know, I'm really not worried about this lead right now because honestly, in my opinion, South has looked like the better team out there. Their shots just haven't fallen in the second quarter. What do you think, Kevin?
Yeah, they're getting good looks. It's just rims aren't being friendly at the moment.
Not on this side of the court. Maybe in the second half when we switch sides because Central's hitting everything. It seems like when they get to the glass. Van Tassel, that's going to be out of bounds, off of Whalen, south ball. Senna calling out the inbound play. Joe Wilson telling her, you got to scoot closer. She gets the ball. She's looking, gets it in to a Central Indian, and it's Jordan Jones who recovers it. Ferniau now into the front court. Gives it off to Whalen. Whalen looking down low for Fagenbush. That's going to be off of Van Tassel and Brown's hands. Going to stay Central ball. They got to watch Fagenbush clearing with that hip down there. Watch how she posts up. Is that Fagenbush? No, that's number 13. Stoltz. Sorry about that. Yep. Jaya Brown said there should have been a travel. She got to watch that, though. She can get teed up for that. And there's going to be a foul on Jaya Brown, her first. She's got to settle down. That's only her first foul. Only her first foul. And that's going to send Jordan Jones to the free throw line. One thing I will say, she does have a point. Like I mentioned, Kevin, earlier, the Jones sisters travel every time they have the ball. A lot of times the officials just don't see it. She hits the first. 24-15 now is your score. I mean, they were down 13 in the fourth quarter to this team and came back and won, right? So we can do it. We can do it. Second free throw. Miss. Rebound, Mirich. Mirich to Senna. Senna gets into the front court. Quickly looking. A little too high. And it's going to come down to Whalen. Whalen kicks it off to Ferniau. Ferniau looking. She's got numbers. Gives it off to Bolt. Bolt steps out of bounds. Turnover Central. And Delbridge set to check back in for the Lady Indians. Got to officiate a couple of games with her older brother. Her older brother's a really nice guy. He's going to be going to a college somewhere in Missouri, if I'm right, to play college football. So if you're listening, good luck to you. So Senna with the ball to Mirich. Mirich, one dribble, picks it up, gives it off to Liggett. Liggett for the three, just a little long, and it's rebounded by Delbridge. He gives it off to a wide-open Ferniau. Ferniau collects it, up and in. And your score is now 26-15, 11-point lead for the Lady Indians. Bad thing about Martinez with 3 fouls on the bench, she's our best scorer, and she's taking a break right now until probably the second half. You got to get Jaya Brown back out there, though, man. She's only got 1 foul. I don't know why you don't have Jaya Brown out there. Or is she out there? She's not out there. Get her out there. There you go. Grandpa DeBryan, you need to talk to Chad and tell him not to take Jaya Brown out if you don't have to. Make sure you talk to him. Say, son, you need to keep Jaya Brown on the floor, even if she picks up just 1 foul, to help keep the team under control. 31, Funky Cole Medemus checks in. I had to steal that line from Steve. That was such a great nickname. Delbridge with the ball. South trailing by 11. Delbridge loses the ball. She picks up right up, gives it off to Jordan Jones. Jones, near side to her sister, Jayla. Almost traveled. She didn't there. That time I'll give it to her. Turnover, and there goes Demas. Demas, she's got a breakaway. She's got to look who's behind her. She gets it up and in. 26-17. Sorry about that, Kevin. I tend to scream a lot when I'm on air, and it's louder when it's in your ear, right? South down 26-17. Now gets it back down to single digits. Jordan to Delbridge. To Stoltz to Delbridge. Delbridge to Jones for the three. Rebound by Stoltz. Missed. Rebound. There's going to be a foul on the floor. It's going to be on Marich. Oh, are they calling it on Marich? Yep. Marich picks up her first foul. We have 18 fouls, only one player with multiple, and that's Martinez. She's not scored this whole half. So that's going to send Stoltz to the free throw line for the 1-and-1, and she hits the first, and she'll get the bonus. So the winner of this game will play in the third place game at 12 o'clock. So the winner of this game will also qualify for state, and the rest of the last game will be pretty much just for seeding purposes. So Stoltz has 2 points, and she takes a break as Salee checks back in for the Lady Indians. The score is 28-17. And there's a ball batted out of bounds. Joe Wilson gives it to Senna. Senna to Brown. Brown. Here comes a full court trap by Central. Gives it off to Senna. Senna looking. You got to have somebody in the middle, but she breaks it, and she gets it in the front court near side. Looking, throws up a jump shot. Up and in! Senna is playing possessed this 4A East Regional Tournament. She's got 9 points. Under a minute, 18 seconds. 3 from Jones. She hits. You cannot leave her wide open like that. Cannot do it. And it's 31-19, 12-point lead. Brown loses control of the ball. Turnover South. Wide open Delbridge underneath the basket. She turns around, puts up a shot, misses, and it's going to be rebounded by herself. She puts up a shot at the buzzer, misses, and that's it. That's going to be it going into halftime. Your South Lady Bison trail 31-19. Come back for second half action on the Bison. 11-12 BISN, your Bison Network.
So I kind of did a thing.
Then I'm going to introduce, you might recognize him because he's at every sporting event. The voice of 1112 BISN, Mr. Alan Collins.
As I get ready to host my first ever pep rally for the Cheyenne South High School Spirit Week. I'm a little nervous. I'm in the gymnasium right now. We're about ready to start the pep rally here. Dance team's warming up, cheer team's out right here. So nerves are getting a little big right now. And we're about to get this party started. We got the band over there getting warmed up. We got our cheer coaches. Woo, there's gonna be a lot of students in here, and I hope my cold doesn't come down around here. my first ever winter pep rally here at Cheyenne South High School. It was a lot of fun, a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. Voice might be a little raspy, hopefully it's not. And that was a blast, got those students into it. It was fun seeing the school spirit on 1112 BISN.
Pena Business Services, providing bookkeeping, payroll, tax, and notary services since 2007. At Pena Business Services, they help small to medium-sized companies and nonprofits for all your bookkeeping, payroll, and tax needs. They also help individuals with their tax preparations, helping manage your day-to-day accounting with services provided on a schedule that fits your budget. Their goal is providing business owners like you peace of mind on your bookkeeping, payroll, and tax concerns so you can focus on your business. Bookkeeping is like a puzzle. Do you know where to put all of the pieces? Give Pena Business Services a call at 307-369-2708 to set up a free consultation.
Welcome to the historic Round Top Mountain Motel and Cabins. Located in scenic Thermopolis, Wyoming, it is within walking distance access to the Hot Springs State Park, as well as world-class fishing, motorcycling, golfing, rodeo grounds, and downtown shopping and restaurants. A Wyoming family-owned and operated motel for travelers, offers seasonal rates for nightly, weekly, and monthly rentals. Senior, military, and government discounts are also available. Stay at the Round Top Mountain Motel and Cabins on your next visit to Thermopolis, Wyoming. Make your reservation by calling 307-421-7520 and tell them 1112 BISN sent you.
It's much more affordable than you realize to protect your family with the Robert Martinez Agency. Having life insurance will protect you and your loved ones and help ensure the future. As a trusted advisor, Robert Martinez will guide you through the wide range of life insurance plans and their fantastic benefits to find an affordable plan with the right coverages. Working to guide and secure your future. Robert Martinez Agency, 20th and Central in downtown Cheyenne. Call for a no-obligation consultation and quote at 307-514-5003.
You're watching the Bison, 1112 BISN, your Bison network.
I've definitely learned how to solve problems a lot easier, and I'm able to how to be more independent rather than being the one, standing in the corner not talking to anybody. I definitely learned how to step out of my comfort zone.
You're gonna want to use it just because if you want to have better grades and or go to college and know what to do when you're there, instead of just going in blind, it's a lot helpful and it gives you a lot more information to use while you're there. You meet new people, you build great relationships, you have the same teacher every single year, so you have a foundation, somebody to talk to, somebody to be there for you, general help in all your classes, and information that you can move on with for the rest of your life.
Get more of your surroundings to college and just help you out and set you up for success.
AVID is Advancement via Individual Determination, and it's a program designed to help kids be prepared for college. In AVID, we focus a lot on organization, so we do a lot of the one binders with the divided sections. We take focus notes and we go through our notes and ask questions and write summaries. It can also look like doing philosophical chairs and Socratic seminars.
So some of the other things we do in AVID are to build habits to be successful outside of high school. So once you're
once you graduate, what are some things that are going to help you be successful once you're in post-secondary education, as in college or technical school?
And then another strategy that we utilize within the AVID program is figuring out the college aspect or the post-graduation aspect. Are you going to a technical school? Are you going to join the military? Are you headed to college? And if you are headed in any of those directions, how can we help you get there? With the college aspect, we take you on college visits. So all in all, we're looking to help you be successful not only here and your classes, but also where you're going once you leave.
Hey, this is Alan, 1112 BISN, coming back at you live here at halftime. Your South Lady Bison trailing right now 31-19. 12-point deficit is the largest lead of the game for the Lady Indians. But before we get back to second half action, I just want to go ahead and talk about the Youth Alternatives 47th Annual Volunteer Recognition Event, which takes place May 10th at Little America, as they will be recognizing Brittany Wagner, who is a nationally respected athletic academic counselor, life coach, and motivational speaker. She garnered worldwide fame in 2016 as the television star of the hit Netflix documentary series Last Chance U, known for giving troublemakers their last chance at making it into the next level. So if you want more information, give Youth Alternatives a call at 637-6480. Make sure you RSVP for the event by May 3rd. It's only $15 per person. It's a dessert and open Sunday bar with VIP bartenders even. VIP bartenders. That's the Youth Alternatives 47th Annual Volunteer Recognition. So, back here as we begin the second half, your Lady Bison trailing 31-19. The leading scorer for the Lady Bison is Senna with 9 points. Then you got Jaya Brown and Van Tassel with 4 points, and then Demas with 2 points. Leading scorer for the Lady Indians is Jordan Jones with 11. Then you got Fernial with 6, Salee with 4, Jayla Jones with 3, Waylon with 3, and then Delbridge with 2, and Stoltz with 2. South set to inbound the start of the second half. Now they're going to be going from right to left on your computer screen. So that's Brown with the ball to Liggett. Grandpa to Brian, thank you for letting me know. They think that Jayla Brown might be fighting a touch of the flu. So South will be going from right to left on your screen. And there's going to be a foul, and that's going to send Martinez to the free throw line for 2. She has not scored yet. And usually when she has games like that where she doesn't score in the first half, she goes crazy in the second half. She sat much of that first half in foul trouble with 3 fouls. Her first free throw attempt. And it's quiet. I'm afraid to talk. Up and in. Got to interview her before the game today. Played it in the pregame show for any of her relatives that are listening. Second free throw is up and in. So she finally gets on the board, and South now trailing by 10, 31-21. And there's going to be another travel. I told you. What did I say? What did I say, man? They could call that all game long on both of them. And I'm not bashing on them. I'm really not. It's facts. They travel every time they touch the ball. Maybe their competitive team can work on that this offseason. I don't know.
Well, both of them play for Wyoming Beast.
Yeah,
so.
and the coach is one of the assistant coaches at Central right now. So I'd be writing that down on the board. Things to work on. Traveling. Unless they want to buy tickets somewhere, you don't have to travel. So Senna with the ball. She's being guarded by Salee. Down low to Martinez. That's off of Jones's hand, though. It's going to stay south ball. They're going to inbound underneath the basket. So for those of you that are watching this on your mobile devices or on your smart TVs or your computers, As you can see on your screen, South going from right to left. Liggett going to get fouled. 2 whistles blown on that one. And that's going to send Liggett to the free throw line. She hasn't scored either. So when I say the top of the screen or the far right, that is the top of your screen. If I say they come near side, that's the bottom of your screen. I love Liggett's little pregame, pre-free throw routine she does. And it goes in. 31-22 is your score now. South right now has it back down to single digits. This free throw is huge. It's huge. And she misses. Almost gets her a rebound. Salee gets it, though. Gets it off to Ferniau. Ferniau quickly breaks the press. Gives it off to Delbridge. Puts it off the glass. Up and in for Delbridge. Her first points since the first quarter as Brown gets it quickly into the front court. There's going to be a timeout on the floor. And it looks like it might be a 30. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. So we're going to take a quick station identification here on the Bison. 1112 BISN, your Bison network.
Hey, this is Steve.
And this is Alan.
And you're listening to the Bison on 1112.
Back here after that timeout, South Lady Bison trailing right now, 31-22. South will have the ball. My special guest for today, Kevin Bell, the junior from the South High Bison boys basketball team who got eliminated yesterday, and good things for this young man coming up next year. He's going to have a vital role with the team next year, and the way he hits those baseline threes, he's going to be scoring a lot of points for the Bison next year. I'd like to say I taught him that myself, but I'm not a good baseline 3 shooter. I'm a good short corner shooter, though. The SWAT factory himself likes to go up for those block shots. Brown gets her shot rejected by Salee to Ferniau into the front court. Delbert sprints ahead of her. Ferniau throws up a shot, misses. Rebound goes to Jayla Jones to Delbridge from the low block. She puts up a shot, misses. Rebound Martinez. 3 opportunities for Central there missed. Senna corrals that pass to Brown. Brown comes near side to Liggett. Central in a man defense. South, I like how patient they're being right now. They're not forcing anything up. They're going to make Central work at their pace, right? Oh, man. You got to pull Tan Van. I think this is to get them to fall asleep because Van Tassel's sitting over far side baseline past the three-point line. Just standing there. Senna to Liggett. Don't want an empty possession here. But as long as you've held the ball, that's a good move. Put up the shot. Liggett, just doesn't get it to go down. That was a great look by Liggett. And now Ferniau into the front court to Jayla Jones. That's going to be an offensive foul. Turnover. You can't shoulder him. Can't. This is not football, young lady. Okay. For any Central fans, I'm sorry I get a little animated. For Kevin's eardrums, I'm sorry I get a little animated. Now you know what Steve goes through. Actually, no, Steve gets way more animated than I do. So, but we can control volumes. So if you ever need me to turn myself down, let me know. 31-22, South with the ball. Sorry, 33-22. Central ball now after that turnover. It's back up to an 11-point lead. I forgot that Delbridge scored. Ferniau gives it to Salee, who saved it to Jones, but it's stolen away now by Jaya Brown. They were trying to get it down low to Bolts. It's Martinez. Skip pass to Liggett. Liggett drives, gets it into the paint. Off to Senna. Wide open 3. three. She hits. Oh, my goodness. She is just feeling it. 33-25 is your score now. Senna with 9 points. Jones to Fernial. Gets it into the paint. Kicks it out to Jordan Jones. I'm assuming is the younger sister of Jayla, right? Okay. Jordan Jones puts up a shot. She's the leading scorer for the Indians. She misses, rebounded by Martinez. Martinez has 2 points and that's what she's hitting on free throws this quarter. Brown being guarded by Celine now in between the circles. She comes near side to Liggett. Liggett picks up her dribble, down low to Martinez. Martinez, point blank right. She's going to get fouled by Jayla Jones, and that's going to send Martinez to the free throw line. And one thing that is good if you're a good free throw shooting team and you're down by this many points is you're scoring points now with the clock stopped. But you've got to take advantage of these trips. Martinez puts up the shot, and she gets it. She's a 62% free throw shooter, averaging 12 points a game and 6 rebounds. She averages 1 less rebound a game than Van Tassel. Van Tassel has 4 points all in the first quarter. They give Central credit for taking her out of this game. If we can get her going again. Martinez misses. Rebound to Whalen, who was checked in for the Lady Indians. Bolts to Whalen. Back to Bolts. To Fernial, south in his zone. They give it out to Jordan Jones, far side. Fernial puts up the shot, up and in. Fernial's got 8 points on the game, and now it's a 10-point lead again. Jaya Brown comes near side to Liggett in the front court. South going from right to left, trailing 35-26. Sorry, 35-26. I forgot to put that extra point up from the free throw that Martinez hit. Martinez gets it in up, throws it up. That's a wild shot. You can't take those kind of shots. And it's going to be off of South. Martinez must have got cut, maybe? She's looking at her hand. And that's a shooting hand. So Central has the ball. Hopefully it's not just a minor scrape. That's what we're hoping. Fernial gives the ball to Bolts. Well, I'll tell you one thing about the Fernials. Her older sister and her, they're both good, solid basketball players. Whalen gives it off to Bolts, who almost lost it, but saves it to Fernial. Now to Jordan Jones, far side back to Whalen. To Salee, who gathers the pass. She drives baseline. She's cut off by Van Tassel. That was a good hedge by Van Tassel. There's a shot by Jordan Jones, puts it up and in. And they must have talked to her because that was a good jump stop. So Shrove, that's a good inbound to Van Tassel because that draws the foul on Fernial. Only her first. Not many fouls really called this game. Until this quarter, Central has 5 fouls on them. I'll take that. 5 seconds. Oh, they get the ball in? I was wondering, why is the cheers team cheering?
Because Callista scored.
Oh, Callista just scored?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I missed that. 35-26. I was looking at the refs, seeing what they called. I thought I saw a foul. I thought I saw a foul. Martinez with the rebound quickly ahead to Senna. Senna. I'm glad I have Kevin here. I would have missed that, and I would have been scratching my head. Oh, there's a foul. They don't call that. There's a foul, but they're going to call that. And Martinez picks up her 4th. That foul could have been prevented if the other official called the other foul first. And that's going to be her 4th foul. Oh, and she's got 5 points for us this quarter. And she's going to sit now till the 4th. She's looking at her hand. Looks like it might be bleeding again. Or maybe the bandage came off. So Andrea Demas checking in. Jones into the front court being guarded by Shrove. Shrove, really good on-ball defender. Look at that. You can't push her like that. Joe's even talking to her. Do you see the official down there? He's talking to her. If it happens again, then he'll call the foul. So Liggett, that's going to be a held ball. Credit Fernial with that heads-up play as Liggett got the rebound right in front of her. Fernial had prime position for that. So it's 35-28, 37-28. My fault. I haven't updated this score yet. 37-28 as Delbridge gets it into Fernial. Fernial splits the defense up and in for the basket, and it's back up to a double-digit lead, 39-28 now. Shrove, as we're missing Jaya Brown and Martinez. Jaya Brown just sitting there in between the coaches. I want to give a shout out to Case Management for Positive Solutions for being a sponsor of our broadcast. That's a travel. That's a travel. Yes, she did. Central fans can argue it all they want, but she traveled. If she would have had a car, she would have been in Fort Collins by now. Okay, that was lame, I admit. 54 seconds left in the third quarter. 39-28, 11-point lead for the Lady Indians. You got to credit South. They have not gone away as Jaya Brown's back in the game. Senna from the corner, misses, rebound. Jordan Jones quickly into the front court. She's got a 2-on-1, gives it off to Delbridge, who is fouled, and she's going to get to the free throw line for the old-fashioned three-point play. And that's going to be on Jaya Brown, her second. Demas checking back in for Liggett. That's the one time you don't want to foul. Up to a 13-point lead. We've been here before, right? Trailing by 13, getting ready to head into the fourth. And it's self-inflicted wounds. Self-inflicted wounds, and what I mean by that is turnovers. A lot of offensive empty possessions the second half. Got to tell Mirich to fix her shorts. It's driving me nuts. Delbridge hits. She's got 7 points as Demas gets it into Brown. They've got numbers. Oh, sorry, that was Van Tassel. Van Tassel to Demas. Demas puts up a shot. Up and in. That girl can score. (41-30) now. There's a steal by Demas. She's got numbers. She's got Senna to her left, but she's going to put it up herself. Oh, and it just doesn't go down. It just doesn't go down. Oh. She had Senna wide open, but honestly, I think Andrea did have a better lane to the basket. That would have been a risky pass trying to pass it behind you with a player behind you. And, of course, they had a player trailing her as well. So Demas can get this down to a 10-point deficit going into the fourth quarter. She hits the first. She's got 5 points so far off the bench for the Lady Bison. She's one of those quiet scorers. She's like the smiling assassin because all she does is smile. That's all she does. I mean, she's not smiling right now because they're looking at the players coming in, but I bet you she was smiling and she got fouled right there because she's a smiler. That means she's enjoying the sport. Misses the second free throw. Almost gets her own rebound, though. And she's guarding Jones. Fernial. It's going to be tipped out of bounds. Central ball. Mirich tipped it out of bounds as it was going towards Bolts. So Central inbound. It's going to be Fernial inbounding in front of the Central bench. Fernial looking, gets it off to Jayla Jones. There's a long three at the buzzer, and that's not going to go as we head into the final stanza. Your South Lady Bison trailing right now, 42-31. Stay tuned for fourth quarter action on the Bison. 11-12 BISN, your Bison network. With American National, you get a dedicated agent who can help you make well-informed decisions about protecting your lifestyle. With years of experience in the insurance industry and an outstanding array of products and services for home, auto, and life, you can feel good you're doing what's right for your family. Let Robert Martinez be your insurance ally. Call him today at 307-514-5003.
Bookkeeping, payroll, tax, and notary services since 2007. At Pena Business Services, they help small to medium-sized companies and nonprofits for all your bookkeeping, payroll, and tax needs. They also help individuals with their tax preparations, helping manage your day-to-day accounting with services provided on a schedule that fits your budget. Their goal is providing business owners like you peace of mind on your bookkeeping, payroll, and tax concerns so you can focus on your business. Bookkeeping is like a puzzle. Do you know where to put all of the pieces? Give Pena Business Services a call at 307-369-2708 to set up a free consultation.
Back here for fourth quarter action, your South Lady Bison trailing by 11, 42-31. In their game that they won 46-45 against Central, they were down by 13 in the fourth quarter, Kevin. What do you think they need to do to pull this victory out, trailing by 11?
They can cause more turnover. If they can just convert on the turnovers that they cause Central to have, that'll bring it a lot closer. Because they can obviously stop Central when they get in the half-court set. It's when they want to cause their own self-inflicted wounds.
And, you got a good point. They have forced Central into a lot of turnovers. The difference in this game right now, honestly, like you said it yourself, is I think Central has taken advantage of the turnovers that South has caused. That South has done, their self-inflicted wounds, to where South really hasn't been able to take advantage of the ones they have forced Central. Like right there, we've got to take advantage of that. As what that was for you listeners out there, because you can't see it right now, is that was a skip pass to the baseline underneath Central's basket. This is rolled off the Central player's leg, out of bounds, South ball. Jaya Brown across the timeline into the jump circle now. In between the circles, going right to left, she gives it off to Senna. Senna far side, down low. Boy, I tell you what, Demas picks up the loose ball. She doesn't get the shot to fall. Why are they keeping Van Tassel out instead of posting her up? That's what I don't understand. And that's a nice defensive play by Senna as she knocks it off of Fernio's hand out of bounds. Glenn Kirkbride from South doesn't agree with that. But sitting up here about 50, I'd say about 100 feet away, I'd say that was a good call, Kevin. What do you think? It works for us, so South has the ball. Demas tries to force it in. That's not a good pass. Jones to Whalen, to Fernial, to Delbridge. Delbridge in between the circles, centers up the offense, picks up her dribble, being guarded by Senna now, gives it off to Jayla Jones. Back to Delbridge, to Jordan Jones. She goes low block, puts up a shot, misses. Rebound by Fernial, puts it up and in. 44-13 now. 44-13. 44-31 is your score. Sorry, I have not been checking the chat on the broadcast. I'm checking that here in just a second. Let me get my phone, my other phone. So Shrove checking in. There's going to be a timeout on the floor. It's going to give me a chance to gather myself for all of our Bison fans. And Bison fans, make sure you stay tuned this spring. It's going to be a full timeout. I'm going to keep it right here, though, as I'm going to attempt to hopefully call a couple of home soccer games. I know nothing about soccer other than they call it the pitch. It's not a field, it's the pitch. But hopefully I'll have my friend, who is a former soccer player from East, back when East was the dominant high school for soccer, back when I was in school. Didn't lose a game the whole time I was in school. Hopefully, and his daughter plays, hopefully he'll come up with me if I do a couple of these. We do need a big fourth quarter from Elisa Hernandez. It's not over yet. That's right, totally not over yet. Thank you all for tuning in. We got people from Oklahoma, Florida, Cheyenne, who couldn't make it, and you never know where else. I bet you we have somebody in England listening to us right now. We're that famous because we're public figures now. Oh, by the way, for those of you out there, if you have a Facebook account, make sure you go to Facebook, type in Alan Cummings, that's A-L-L-A-N, Cummings, podcast-sportscaster. Go like my public figure Facebook page that I have now because I am famous. I don't care what anybody says, I am famous. At least that's what I tell myself in the mirror every morning. I am famous. So South will inbound, trailing by 13 with 6:28 left in the game. Senna gets it inbound, and now Brown with the ball, calling out the play. In between the circles now. She centers up. She looks near side to Senna. Senna gets to the corner, picks up her dribble, throws up a shot, just doesn't get it to fall, but Martinez corrals the loose ball, and she scores. She's got 7 points all in the second half. She's got 4 fouls. She's been in foul trouble the whole game. If we can get her going and keep her clean, this is going to be an interesting fourth quarter. Plenty of time left. Good defense by Senna to cut off Fernial. Jones gets the ball, spin, turns around, up and in. Jones has been a menace for the Lady Bison, as it is now 46-33. She's got 15 points for the Lady Indians. Senna skipped past to Shrove. Shrove can't control it. Turnover South. Shrove started looking before she had complete possession of that ball and went right off her fingertips out of bounds. And that is going to be Delbridge now set to inbound for the Lady Indians. So Fernial gets into the front court. South Central going from left to right in their road whites. Whalen to Fernial. Fernial spins past Van Tassel, and it's going to be out of bounds off of Van Tassel's hands, who was falling. Did not get the foul, thankfully. She's got 4 points. Scored in the first couple minutes of the game. She has not scored since. Credit Central's defense for keeping her out of the paint. A wide open shot by Fernial. We just kind of gave up on defense right there. She had position, don't want to get that foul, right? Possible and one, so Senna now with the ball. Looking to get the ball to Martinez. She turns the ball over, and it's going to be Senna who picks up the foul. It's going to be her second. She's got 9 points for the Lady Bison, 12 points. Who'd they call it on? Senna, right? They got her for 9. I got her for 12. 3, 5, 7, 9. She had 9 points in the first half, and I'm right. So 46-33 is your score. Turnover South. Delbridge with the ball, and they're going to kill clock. South is in that. Well, now they're in a man defense. Delbridge quick, easily by Marich. We got sick players. We've got foul trouble players. And Jordan Jones, who has just put up 15 points against the Lady Bison. She averages 6.5. You got to do something, though. You cannot let them just kill the clock like that. You got to get up and play tight defense. You are working right into the hands of Central. It's one thing they did not do the last time we played them when they had that 13-point lead in the fourth. And that's going to be a foul on Autumn, her first. Deem is set to check in. She's got 5 points on the game. Jayla Jones, turnaround jumper, misses. Rebounded by her sister, Jordan, who kicks it off to Whalen for 3. She misses, and it's going to be rebounded by Delbridge for Central, near side baseline. Kicks it out to Whalen, now back to Fernial near the timeline, near side, right in front of the press line, press row. The scorer's table is bench, and there's Delbridge wide open. And she misses a wide open shot, and it's rebounded by Martinez, who gives it to Senna in the front court. Senna can't hold on to the ball. Turnover South. Turnovers, turnovers, turnovers. This fourth quarter action is being brought to you by Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. Richardson Construction Incorporated, building throughout Wyoming for over 25 years, building your dreams into a reality. Family First Piranhas, when one eats, we all eat. And then S&J Signs Incorporated, keeping drivers safe on your roads. Of course, you've been seeing all their logos across your screen this whole broadcast right there. Without your sponsorship and your advertisements, we would not be able to do what we do for the South fans or sports fans overall, as Demas is hounding Jordan Jones. Delbridge with the call, and that's going to be a foul on Senna. Her second, her third. .328 left in the game. Central's been able to wipe, 2 minutes off the clock just playing this type of offense right here. And when you have the lead by 13 points, there's no rush. You got a wide open Jones. And you know what Jordan Jones is thinking there? I'm not going to pass it to you, sis, older sis, because I'll make the shot. You won't. But she misses the shot and is going to go to the free throw line for 2. Little sibling rivalry there. I think that was sibling rivalry. .53% free throw shooter on the season. Came in averaging 6.5 points a game into this tournament. Misses the first. She's got 15 points. Fernial with Central right behind her with 14 points. Your leading scorer for the Bison is Felicia Senna, who's got 12 points. And she hits the second one. And now it is a 14-point lead, the largest lead of the game now. Demas to Shrove. Shrove circles the perimeter, tries to get it into Van Tassel down low and turns the ball over. You know, it's the first time in the second half I've seen them really try to get Van Tassel the ball in the post. They've been keeping her out on the perimeter most of the second half. Oh, that's going to be a foul on Senna. And that's going to be her 4th. And that's going to be Jordan Jones going to the free throw line for the 1-and-1, or is it on the floor? I'm going to say it's on the floor, so it's going to be a 1-and-1. Did they call it on the floor? Yep, 1-and-1. Jordan Jones going to the free throw line. Timeout. It's going to be a full timeout, so Kevin, why don't we take one with them on the Bison? 11-12 BISN, your Bison Network.
Offers free high-speed internet, air conditioning, cable TV, and rustic cabins and large motel rooms to fit you and your family's needs. Located within walking distance of the Hot Springs State Park, downtown shopping and restaurants, why would you want to stay anywhere else for your next trip to Thermopolis? Wyoming owned and operated, the Round Top Mountain Motel and Cabins will make you feel like home during your stay. Make your reservation now by calling 307-421-7520. The Round Top Mountain Motel and Cabins in Thermopolis. A lot of Wyoming at a very competitive price.
Back here for fourth quarter action. Make sure you visit our YouTube page. If you're there already, go ahead and subscribe to us. Hit the subscribe button. If you don't see it, just click on the name 1112 BISN. It'll bring you to our channel and subscribe. It's totally free. Just lets us know that you're there supporting us. And every time we have a broadcast, if you have the notifications turned on, you'll get a notification when we go live. So Jordan Jones will be going to the free throw line for the front end of a 1-and-1. Let's go and take a look at some of the action going on today on the boys' side. It'll be Central and Thunder Basin in the Consolation Semi-Final, and then Natrona versus Campbell County. And in the other girls' Consolation Semi-Final, it's East versus Laramie, as East got owned by Campbell County last night, the girls. Jordan Jones hits the front end, and she'll get the bonus. Regardless of how the rest of this game turns out, the future of both our South programs are very bright. A lot of young talent coming up. On the girls' side, Senna with the 3. She's going to miss, and it's going to go out of bounds, south ball. 2:40. You're down by 17. Pena checking in for Autumn Shrove. So now the question is, are you going to let the senior like Felicia Senna, are you going to let her finish out her career on the floor, Kevin? Or are you going to pull her off with dignity like you would normally seniors?
I mean, probably as a player, you want to continue playing as much as you can. But from a coach's standpoint, you probably want to pull her out, give her what she deserves for sticking around all 4 years.
There you go. As what just happened there is Jaya Brown stole the ball, went in for the layup, and was fouled, and she's going to go to the free throw line for the old-fashioned three-point play. You're down by 15 with 2:20 left in the game. I don't want to say it's all she wrote, but it's getting pretty close. Getting pretty close. Brown misses the free throw, and it's going to be rebounded by Jordan Jones. Senna was one of the few players when she was a freshman that got to sit on the varsity bench her freshman year and then played varsity minutes all throughout the rest of her career, and that's going to be a foul on Senna. And she answered the question for us, so she just fouled out for the Lady Bison. Probably not how she wanted to end her career with the Lady Bison, fouling out, but you always get sentimental when you see the seniors walking off the floor either that way or another way. You know, Caleb Phillips coming off last night, you know, because I've seen these kids play since they were freshmen. And Fernie out going to the free throw line for the 1-and-1, and she hits the first. Senna was the ultimate team player for the Lady Bison. She did whatever the coaching staff asked her to do that particular year, and you could see her on the bench showing her frustration. And it's going to be Central ball after that missed free throw. 51-35. Jones with the ball. They're going to bring it out now. Pena on her. Pena, feisty little defender. Jaya Brown going to get called for the foul. Her third. And that's going to send Ferdy out of the free throw line for the 1-and-1. She missed the bonus on her last one. And she'll get another try at the bonus here. She hits the front end of it, 52-35. So Central will be moving on to playing the third place game at 12 o'clock. And the most important thing for them is they will be going to state as the second free throw is missed and rebounded by Mirich. Shrove to Brown now into the front court. In between the circles, being guarded by Jayla Brown. Pena throws up a shot. She wants to get in the stat column. She doesn't, and that's going to be a foul on South. Oh, they're going to say it hit the supports. Never mind, it hit the supports. So it'll be Central ball with 1:40 left. I want to thank all of our basketball fans for tuning in this season on 1112 BISN. I will be calling a few soccer games. I wish I could do track and field. Unfortunately, I don't have the 8 cameras it would require for me to do track and field, but if you're interested in sponsoring us next year's athletic events, our athletic program starts and our sponsorship year starts in August of every year. Give me a call, 307-287-3205, or shoot me an email at bisnwbm@gmail.com. You can see the email scrolling on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. It's been scrolling up the whole game. Sponsorship packages are very inexpensive, and they're for the whole year, so it'll run from August to August. Probably the most inexpensive sponsorships you can have out of any of the other stations that broadcast here in town, as Delbridge misses the front end of the 2-shot free throw, as we were in the double bonus now. Or if you want to advertise with South, really inexpensive advertisement packages, and if you don't have any creative, we can do them for you. We can record the video, do the pre-production, recording, and post-production, all here with Bison Web and Media. So give us a call, 307-287-3205, or shoot us an email at bisnwbm@gmail.com. South with the ball. That is Shrove, one of the talented sophomores, gets it into Mirich. Mirich misses the runner, gets her own rebound, misses that shot. Van Tassel gets the putback up and in, and Van Tassel scores her first points since the first quarter. And there's going to be a timeout. We're going to keep it here as I got to give some love to everybody out there. Robert Martinez Agency, who's been advertising with us now for 4 years. It'll be 3 years this year, hopefully 4th years next year. Richardson Construction Incorporated, Round Top Mountain Motel and Cabins up in Thermopolis. Pena Business Services, S&J Signs Incorporated, Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, Grandma and Grandpa DeBryan, Case Management for Positive Solutions, Family First Piranhas Basketball Program. I want to give a real special shout out to S&J Signs. They've been a sponsor for us since day one. Since day one, we celebrated our 200th broadcast this year. So without sponsorships like that, we wouldn't have been able to do this. And what makes our 200th broadcast special, because I know like the radio stations here in town, they hit 200 broadcasts every year, right, Kevin? All of our broadcasts have been for Cheyenne South High School, every single one of them. So I didn't include the 2 Mustang baseball games that I did. So if you include those, we had 202 at that point. But our 200 broadcasts for South were all for the South High School athletic programs, and we support these young athletes. They work hard, and they truly deserve all the support that they get. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the red subscribe button. Your South Lady Bison trailing right now, 53-37. Central will inbound, and they get it in the backcourt. Delbridge with the ball. And like I said, it is 53-37. And there's going to be a foul on Pena. Her second. And that's going to send Fernial to the free throw line. Stay tuned for my blog as well. So if you like my Facebook page, Alan Cummings, podcast / sportscaster, I'm going to be putting out a behind the scenes of how I set up for my broadcast. I did a little behind the scenes video on Thursday for the start of the 4A East Regional Tournament. Free throws good. It is 55-37 now. I'll be doing some vlogs throughout the year. Held ball. South retains possession. Don't know if I'm going to do a daily or weekly or bi-weekly yet. I don't plan on making a living off it. I just like to hear myself talk. As the benches are clearing, we're going to get some seniors on the floor. Number 24, or sorry, junior, Jacoby Mirich checks in. Is that Jacoby? Mm-hmm. And here come the Lady Bison substitutions and Lady Indian substitutions, as the Lady Indians will qualify for the 4A state championships next week in Casper, and they will play for the third place game here at 12 o'clock against the winner between East and Laramie. So it'll most likely be a Cheyenne East, Cheyenne Central matchup there. Pena throws up a shot. She misses. Rebounded by number 13, Stoltz. Oh, God, you call that. Come on, there's like 30 seconds left. Let it go. Oh, that's why he's a postseason ref, though. He'll call it just like he would in the first quarter. So Pena picks up her third foul. She's made all her minutes count, right? She's picked up 3 fouls, man. So 55, and that makes it 56-37, as that is Stoltz at the free throw line. Stoltz on the season averages 2 points a game. She's hit her average. She's actually exceeded her average, and she's got 3 points. And there's a travel. So I see all these players out there, Raina Tovar, you know, you see McKenna Harlan. They're all sophomores, and they're all part of that talented sophomore class. Jacoby Mirich, the junior, transfer from Burns. Her sister, Maddie Mirich.
And even her younger sister, Drew.
Oh, really?
A freshman.
Oh, she's a freshman. I didn't even know they had a younger sister. And there's a foul on number 5, Pena. Was it Pena? She picks up her 4th. Boy, she wants to foul out. 18 seconds left. 56-37 is your score. I want to thank Kevin Bell for being our guest color commentator. It's a lot harder than what it looks, huh?
Yeah,
trying to come up with things to talk about. There's going to be a turnover on South. It's going to be a held ball. It's going to go Central possession. Boy, McKenna's a hard player. She plays hard, doesn't she? If you're going to get a held ball on her, you're going to earn that held ball. So, spring athletics starts on Monday. Track and field as well as, oh, there's a steal by Jacoby. And that's going to be it. So you got track and field starting on Monday as well as soccer. I want to thank everybody for tuning in as your Lady Bison fall to the Lady Indians 56-37. Central will be playing for the third place game at 12, but more importantly, they'll be playing in Casper next week in the 4A state championship tournament. Any final thoughts, Kevin?
No, I feel like the girls played hard. Just they couldn't get the shots to fall that they wanted. The shots fell, the game would be a lot closer.
Completely agree there. They had a lot of point-blank shots, just did not fall for them. Credit Central for taking advantage of all the shots that they were able to get to fall for them. So You will have the rest of the 4A East Conference action. If you want to, listen to 1240 KFBC, especially on their streaming station, as they will be streaming the majority of the rest of the games because there's Wyoming games going on today. I see some East basketball players that are here to watch this game. Thunder Basin and Central. There's the booming voice of Jim Schaefer I just heard. Former Bison coach, Randy Philbin down there, the JV coach. Really tough loss for the Lady Bison, 56-37. But you know what? One thing I did say is I didn't think they, honestly, and Bison fans, I know you're going to be mad, I didn't think they would qualify for state this year because of their youth. They still had to learn, they still had to get that youthful mistakes out. But next year, watch out for this team. Watch out for both teams. But the girls team, watch out for the Lady Bison. They got a lot of girls that got some valuable experience this year, and they're a good team. They can cut back on some of their turnovers, some of the simple mistakes that you shouldn't be making at this level. They're going to really surprise some teams next year, and I guarantee you this, I will be calling the Lady Bison and hopefully the South Bison boys teams in Casper next year at the state tournament. So for Kevin Bell, for Steve McDonald, for Phil Vigil, for all of the Bison fans out there, thank you for listening to 1112 BISN. Stay tuned. Subscribe to us because, like I said, I will be calling some soccer games this year, probably 2 or 3, but we're pretty much done until August. Thank you for your support. This is Alan from 1112 BISN, your Bison Network.